Good morning, children. Children, welcome to science class. Now we'll discuss about chapter 10, transportation of materials. In this chapter, we'll discuss about the circulatory system, that is heart, blood vessels and blood, excretion, then transport of substances in plants and transpiration. Okay. Here we will first discuss about transportation of materials in simpler organism. Children, in single-celled organisms like amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, chlamydomonas and simple multicellular organisms like hydra and spirogyra, materials move by diffusion. Okay. So, in that organism, through diffusion process, they transport their materials. Diffusion is a slow process and cannot transport materials in more complex organisms like humans or trees. A faster process is required in these organisms. So, children, what is diffusion? We can say diffusion is a passive movement of substances from a region of high concentration to a region of their low concentration. Okay. In animals, the transport system is called the circulatory system. Okay. So, what is circulatory system? Circulatory system is a transport system that moves substance throughout our body with the help of blood. Okay. In case of plants, there is a system of pipe like channels called conducting tissues or vascular tissues to transport water, minerals and food materials within the plant body. So, different types of organisms have different types of transportation of materials. Okay. Single cells have different method, animals have different method, trees have different method. Okay. So, now we'll discuss about circulatory system in humans. In humans, a liquid always circulates within narrow tubes or channels throughout the body. This liquid is known as, children, what? Blood. And the tubes or channels are called blood vessels. So, through blood vessels, blood transfer to different organs. The blood circulatory system is a major means of transport in a human body. Blood carries or transports to the following substances. These are digested food, oxygen and waste products. So, these are transported to our body through blood. The circulatory system in humans consists of heart, blood vessels and blood. So, first of all, discuss about heart. What is the importance of heart and the structure of heart? So, heart is a muscular organ located in the chest cavity. It is slightly tilted towards the left. It is about the size of a clenched fist. Okay. So, now we will discuss about structure of a heart. The heart is divided into two halves. Okay. Each side of the heart has two chambers. The two upper chambers are known as atria. Singular is atrium or auricles. And two lower chambers are called ventricles. There are valves between the auricles and the ventricles on each side. But children, there is no valves in between the two auricles and two ventricles. Okay. So, The blood in the right side of the heart remains completely separated from the left side of the heart. The valves allow blood to flow only in one direction, and there is no mixing of oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. So here children, you see the figure. Here red color means oxygenated blood and blue color means deoxygenated blood. So here right auricle, left auricle, these are valves, and left ventricle, right ventricle. Okay, this is the partition of a heart. This is one half and this is second half. Now we'll discuss about function. The heart acts as a pump and brings about the movement of blood in the body. Then blood vessels. Inside the body, there is a system of pipes or channels through which blood flows. These pipes or channels are called the blood vessels. Some of these carry blood away from the heart, while others bring blood back into the heart. So two types of blood vessels, that is arteries and veins, are present in the body. In addition to arteries and veins, a network of blood vessels forms the connection between the arteries and veins. These fine blood vessels are known as capillaries. Okay. So first of all, we discuss about arteries, then veins, then capillaries. So what is arteries? Blood vessels that take blood away from the heart are called arteries. Okay. Blood vessels and they take blood away from the heart are called arteries. You remember. Arteries are deep seated except at some places like the wrist, the temple, and along the side of neck where they are close to the skin. Arteries have thick elastic walls, and arteries carry oxygenated means pure blood. Valves are absent in arteries. Then comes to veins. Blood vessels that bring blood towards the heart from all parts of the body are called veins. Veins lies closer to the surface of the skin and can be seen as greenish blue lines in our hands and legs. Veins have thinner walls than arteries. Valves are present in the veins to stop the backward flow of the blood. Blood therefore moves towards the heart. Blood in the veins does not move under high pressure and so that does not push strongly on the walls of the veins. Veins carry deoxygenated means impure blood rich in carbon dioxide from all parts of the body to the heart. Then last one is capillaries. When an artery reaches an organ, it splits into smaller and smaller vessels. The smallest blood vessels are called capillaries. So children, you remember the smallest blood vessels are called capillaries. Capillaries are extremely thin-walled. They are spread throughout the organ so that all cells have blood passing close to them. When the blood leaves an organ, capillaries join together to form large and larger vessels and ultimately form the veins. Okay, so clear about what is heart and blood vessels means arteries, vein and capillaries. Then comes to blood. Blood is a red colored fluid which flows inside the blood vessels. Blood performs several functions. These are: it transports digested food from the small intestine to the other parts of the body. It carries oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. It carries waste products for removal from the body. It protects the body against infection by destroying germs. Some blood cells help in blood clotting. So, when you get a cut, excessive blood loss is prevented. It helps in regulating body temperature. Blood consists of a liquid part called the plasma and a number of cells of various kinds which are present in the plasma. Plasma carries carbon dioxide and many other substances. There are 3 types of blood cells present in the plasma. These are RBC, WBCs and platelets, means red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. Red blood cells means RBC, as the name suggests, are red color due to the presence of a red pigment called hemoglobin. So, due to presence of hemoglobin, our blood color is red. Hemoglobin is a carrier of oxygen. It binds with oxygen and transports it to all parts and cells of the body. The red color of blood is also due to the presence of hemoglobin. Already I told you. Then white blood cells. They help to fight infection. They destroy germs which may have entered the body. Then platelets. They help in clotting of blood. These collect in the capillaries at the site of a wound and act to block the flow of blood by forming clots. So, children, clear about blood, red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. Then comes to circulation of blood. Circulation of blood takes place throughout the body by the pumping action of the heart. Here in this figure you can see red color means purified blood and blue color means impure blood. Okay. Purified blood or oxygenated blood is received by the left auricle from the lungs. From the left auricle, it enters the left ventricle. Here children, you can see, here blood enters, okay, through left auricle and again it enters to left ventricle. The arteries divide into capillaries in the body organs and tissues. The blood passes on the food and oxygen and collects carbon dioxide and waste materials. Okay, these are purified blood. So, they enter to the all organs of the body. Okay, so through blood we get food. Okay, food materials. So, what happened? Then the impure deoxygenated blood rich in carbon dioxide collected by the capillaries. So here you see deoxygenated blood flow, okay, from the body, from the all parts of the body here enter to the heart. Then it comes to right ventricle, okay, then ultimately goes through the lungs for purify. So this is one cyclic process. So we say that the circulation of blood, okay, after finish the deoxygenated blood to the lungs, it is known as one cycle process, okay. So like this cyclic process, our circulation of blood is completed. Then heartbeat. In an adult human being, the heart pumps out blood to the auricles or arteries about 70 times per minute. The heartbeat is made of muscles that have the property of contraction and relaxation. The regular rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart is called heartbeat. You can feel your heartbeat by placing your hand on the left side of your chest. Okay, the heart starts beating long before the time of the birth and goes on beating till death. The heartbeat goes up to 150 times a minute when a person is exercising or doing muscular work. The heartbeat can be observed with the help of an instrument called stethoscope. Doctors use stethoscope, okay, to measure our heartbeat. A stethoscope has three parts, children. This is earpiece, connecting tube and chest piece, okay. Keeping the heart healthy. How we keep our heart healthy? Blood supply to the heart muscles can be reduced by fatty substances in the blood. Cutting down the amount of fat in the diet will help to keep the heart healthy, okay. So up to this you read properly at your home, okay. Next class we will discuss about excretion, okay. Thank you.